Hello and welcome back to Friday Minis. Now, you know what 3D meshes look like? They're always this, sort of wireframe looking thing. Essentially, the whole surface has been broken down into tiny little polygons that are all connected together. Now, you may or may not have noticed something that is pretty common with, such 3D meshes, and that is in the fact that the polygons used are normally pretty simple polygons. The vast majority of the time, what you see are triangles or at most rectangles. Today, we take a look at why that is the case. Now, this particular video is going to focus on triangular polygons and why they are, sort of the best polygon, even though really quads, that is, a polygon with 4 sides, tend to be used quite as commonly these days. You see, here's the deal. In order to have a polygon of some sort, essentially what you're going to need to do is you're going to have a set of vertices, you're going to have to connect them with edges, and the space they actually fill up inside forms the surface of the polygon. I think that's simple enough to understand, but for polygons that have 4 or more sides, there is actually a unique and interesting problem. Let's take a look at this simple quad. Let's create our quad by placing 4 vertices in 3D space. We can then connect all the vertices together with edges, and a problem becomes apparent when we actually try to connect them to create the surface. What we get is not a flat, uniform surface. Instead, there is a fold in the center, since no matter how you actually try to fill up the space, one of the vertices never end up on the same plane. Now, most 3D engines are able to handle this. Essentially, they simply add a crease to make it into sort of a folded polygon, and everything is well and good. But this actually throws off a lot of calculations. I won't go into too much detail about this, but if you remember in math, you have the concept of the normal of a plane. A normal is essentially a vector that is perpendicular to the entire surface of a plane. In this particular case, you'll notice that you cannot find one normal that works for the entire polygon. One simple workaround to this problem is to insist that all your polygons have to be triangles. When it comes to a triangle, no matter how you actually shift any of the vertices, these vertices still come together to create a perfectly flat plane. As a result, doing things this way entirely eliminates the possibility of what we've discussed earlier from happening, which is why in some cases triangles are the preferred polygon in a 3D mesh, since, well, it just eliminates the possibility of anything weird happening. That's all there is for this episode of Friday Minis. Hopefully we now have a little bit more insight into, the kind of thinking that needs to happen in a 3D program. Again, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, you're watching 0612 TV. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, consider checking out the rest of my work on my channel. Alternatively, you may be interested in a playlist of all the other episodes of Friday Minis. If you'd like to show me some monetary support, I am on Patreon. You can find a link to my campaign in the video description. Of course, you can simply like this video or leave a comment. I'll be sure to respond as soon as I can. To keep in touch with my future uploads, do subscribe to this channel, and for even more updates, check out the official Twitter account for this channel at 0612TV. Thank you for your support.